I actually heard that joke for the first time on stage about 10, 12 years ago, and I always knew that I wanted to open my first speech with that, so of course this is my, thank you. Hold on, honey. Okay. So I might open future speeches with that. If I do, please laugh. So if I stutter today or draw a blank, just bear with me. I'm not as polished as Corey and the rest of the guys. I'm the one who, kind of keeps it behind the scenes. But this is an exciting weekend for me. I'm so proud of Corey. I always knew. Also, I have notes to keep me on track, but I'm proud of Corey and the team, you guys making the commitment to be here and for building this from the ground up. So this is actually why I have the notes. I want to make sure I take a picture. I wanted to take a selfie. I don't know if it would even work, but I've seen people do this on stage. So thank you guys. Okay. I'm going to start off by reading, and then I'll get into it. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Kaylee. I'm Corey's other half. We met, as he said, in the network marketing industry 12 and a half years ago. I was his downline, his cross line, and wow, this is more difficult than I imagined. So I'm not going to be saying too much about our personal story, but I want to spend a few minutes sharing our business history and my vision for this company moving forward and why I'm actually excited this time around, because honestly, as Corey kind of mentioned, I wasn't excited about some of these companies. And network marketing, it wasn't always positive for us. It did start off great. We got involved in a leadership development company, and that's where Corey and I really started to grow as the people we are today. I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting to look at this. I practice. But after a few years, that company continuously changed. Thank you. So after a few years, the company continuously changed their comp plan, and I'm sure some of you guys have experienced that in other companies, and it's frustrating, and your income can be kind of unsteady. So we were kind of driven away towards what we thought would be the next best thing, and that was consulting for Corey, and at one point even turning to coffee, because who can't sell coffee? Everyone drinks coffee, everyone, of course, except me. I don't drink coffee. So I found it hard to maintain my passion in the industry, and I kind of let Corey roll with it on his own. He was already great at building communities and developing leaders, and I was busy at home raising our two young boys. If you don't know, we have a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old boy that I homeschool. So if I were to describe myself, I'd say that without network marketing and without Corey and his amazing skills, I don't even know where Corey is. Without him, I probably would have continued my rise as a self-employed wedding photographer, making decent money, but trading that for my Saturdays and my time flexibility. Because I was never a good builder in this industry. I was excited about the leadership material that we were learning from and promoting and selling in our first company, but I could never get excited about so many of the other products in the industry after we had left that company. So there's the lotions and potions and skincare and hair care and makeup and CBD and ketones and energy drinks and all that stuff, and I just couldn't get excited about it because everybody has the best product. Everyone says ours is better than yours, and there's so much saturation, and it seriously bothers me. Obviously Corey's all over social media. I'm super private, but it bothers me when people fill their news feeds and their Facebook stories with endless self-promotions, and I get that I understand and value that people have to self-promote. Like, I understand that you're not going to have a business if you don't talk about your business. I can appreciate that, but everything felt really fake to me. I could see how people were always trying to take advantage of Corey and use him, so I started withdrawing a little bit. just from the industry altogether. I think people can see through the hey girl messages, the private Facebook hey girl messages, drives me nuts, and the fake it till you make it approach. And so I've always been hyper aware of the flaws in this industry and how difficult it can be for someone like me to really excel in it. Fortunately, got my sugar daddy over there. So as I was saying, FYI, I am like super plain Jane, but as I was saying, people like to take advantage of him, and for many years, Corey let them repeatedly. And it took him repeated failed business partnerships to really understand how powerful the woman's intuition can be. In fact, he will now admit that if he had just listened to me in certain situations, I could have saved him well over $1 million in losses. So my speech isn't geared towards the boss babe women or the go-getting women or the people who are even ready to start running with this opportunity. My speech is geared towards the wives and the moms and just the supportive spouses. All those other people, you already have amazing speakers specifically for you. So my speech is different because I'm here to tell you how important your role is. So, one thing I always like to remind people about, including myself, is how business used to be done in the old-fashioned days, 50, 60, even probably 20, 30 years ago. And that's when men, when they were ready to do a potential business partnership, would bring that potential business partner over to their house for dinner, and that's where the wives would get to talk and listen and really judge the motives and the intention of that potential partnership. Let's see here. And if the wives didn't like that person that they were about to do business with, then they would tell their husbands, and they would make that decision together based off of the wife's perspective. And let's see, stop. Okay, they wouldn't move forward just because everything looked good or everything sounded good. And when you're in that position as the man or the woman, it is so vitally important to recognize that things will look very good. And the numbers will look good. And things will sound great. But if your gut is telling you no, that something's not right, you need to listen to it. And you don't need to understand why it's not good. That's not your job. You're not there to understand why it's broken or why it's wrong. You just need to listen to your intuition and your gut, because that's the number one thing that's going to protect you. So basically, if you're too busy moving forward in business because you've got a lot of people counting on you, they're, let's say you just left a company and you're looking for the next opportunity, and they're like, hey, what's next, and you're just too busy, or you're just a go-getter and you're trying to move fast, if you can't slow down to protect yourself, you need to find a partner who can do that for you, and you really need to honor that intuition and to listen to them. Because I've lived through those failed business partnerships, and they weren't honest. A lot of them weren't honest. And while it was frustrating and painful to watch him grow through it all, I think it's important to know that we've been through it all, the good and the bad, and that really just shapes our vision of where this company is going to go, because we know what we want to do and what we don't want to do. So our intention for the company is to be around for the long haul. We're not here for a pump and dump. We're not here to raise a bunch of capital to pay corporate salaries. That's dishonest and not cool, of course. We want to be compliant. We want to be compliant in the financial industry with the financial regulations, and we want to give you an opportunity that's going to last for a lot of years to come. So as Corey always says, he wants to bring his knowledge to the masses and not just the classes, and I respect that, and definitely on board with that. So I love that. Now, one other thing I really love is that we're able to sleep well at night. We've got a clear conscience. We know we're trying to do everything by the books here, and it's important to me and to all of us that that never changes. And we want to make clean money, honest money, and we want to be able to give back, like Livia was saying. I won't touch too much onto that because I know she's already done that, but I want you guys to know that charity is super important to us and to people on our team. And yes. Of course, launching an entire company from the ground up demands a lot of resources. So, of course, we've had to use that to build. But I always remind him how much I want to give back because, and when I say that, it's not the person who, I'll give you a couple examples here. It's not the person asking for $2,500 to buy his wife a nice, it was an anniversary gift or a birthday gift. It's not those kind of people. It's not the aunt who asks to borrow $250,000 because her dream home came on the market. This is Wisconsin, by the way, not California. Her dream home came on the market and she's not able to get a home loan while she still has her current mortgage. I'm not talking about giving to, people like that. I'm talking about giving to people who are just at a disadvantage. It's for people who don't have clean drinking water. That's not something we're starting with, but that's something that's important to me. And it's, of course, for people who don't have a safe place to go, because without this, without that, none of this matters. None of this matters, and I'm sure you guys know that. So I like my nice food. I can appreciate the finer things in life, but with great power comes great responsibility, and I'm sure you can all agree that these are some causes we need to definitely give to. So the next thing I want to touch on is the people. Corey has really refined his circle and created an amazing team, and obviously we couldn't do this without them. None of it would be possible. They're brilliant and innovative and hardworking, and they just have a vision that I can't even grasp onto sometimes. Fortunately, you guys are all innovators, so that's amazing. So let's give the corporate team and the leaders and some traders some love. And the volunteers from this weekend, can I have you all stand up? Volunteers? Thank you, guys. I had the pleasure of working with Ilana and Jeremy and Brenda and Marlo and Brian and Jason and Matthew, and I'm sure I'm missing some other people, but I just want to give a personal thank you to you guys. Two of you are doing an amazing job on all of this. She's our event coordinator. And Lissa helped. Lissa's been helping too. Finally, Martha. Martha is doing an amazing job. That is Corey's personal assistant. So, okay. Let's see. The spouses. Come on, it's not even working. The spouses, specifically the spouses of the corporate team and our traders, I want to thank you for joining me in this great sacrifice. Nikki, I know you and the kids go through a lot. So we can build this from the ground up and give back to everybody. The last thing I want to touch on is leadership and incentives. Once we grow, leadership training is definitely something we want to add more of. I think we're going to be including it in events as well. But incentive trips, quality incentive trips. I know what it's like to have someone devote so much time into the field and to qualify for a car bonus or qualify for repeated trips and then to have them taken away because I don't know if it's because the company can't afford them or what, but you guys put so much into this, and it's not right when companies do that, so I never want that to happen here. And yes, we want to take care of you guys. I also know, let me just catch up a little bit here. Oh, okay. I also know what it's like to take an incentive trip from a company that's struggling because they're dishonest, and they're starting to fail. And I know how to compare that to another incentive trip where the company spends $14,000 per couple, right, to really give them a memorable experience, an action-packed experience, because they've hit those goals and they've earned it and they deserve to have the top-notch experience. And while we haven't done those yet, we'll absolutely have some amazing experiences for you guys in the future. And I know 2 has some exciting stuff in store for us. Not to mention Neo, and Anointed, and tonight. So, finally, to bring this full circle, we have opportunity. We legitimately have something for everyone. Not only can you build this business and make money from recruiting people, but you can be wildly successful by using our product, because we're literally using our product to make money with our money, and there's no other product in the industry that you can do that with. So if you're like Corey or Alex or Gavin or Carrie or Joy, I don't know where you guys are, then you can be successful. But if you're a reserved person like me, someone who's not good at building, that you can be successful too. And if you're none of those, if you're none of the above, and you're just the supportive spouse, I want you to know just how important your role is too. Thank you.